My name is Dr. Justin Spees. I have a PhD from Kansas State in human development. And I want to talk with you about a couple of words tonight. The words you guys are familiar with, and those words are empowerment and consent. And then a word you're not familiar with, courage. But before I do that, I just want to remind everybody that Dr. Anthony Lewis makes $236,530 a year. Just got a $10,000 raise last month from the board there. Another administrator who's a county commissioner, his name is Patrick Kelly, makes $109,938 there.
Dr. Spees, if you have comments about individual staff, it's not allowed.
Thank you, Kelly.
Can you hear me now?
Can he hear us?
He can't hear you guys on WebEx. We'd have to start the WebEx in the meeting, and we haven't done that.
Can you text him that he cannot say?
You don't hear me now? All right. Oh, okay. I got cut off because I was mentioning staff salaries. Anyways, this past week there was a student in USD 497 district at the Lawrence College and Career Center, and she stood up and said she cannot wear a mask and does not want to wear a mask.
Dr. Spees, if you have a complaint or individual comment about a student, we have to hear that in executive session. We're not allowed to talk about individual students.
Why do you guys keep muting me, man? Stop muting me.
You're not muted.
This is true stuff. She was told by staff
Are you
that there were
able
studies upon studies that showed that masks do not. Yo, man, this stuff is true.
Thank you.
They just cut me out.
That's okay. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Justin Spees. Each week I've been going to the county commissioners meeting and reminding them that I haven't forgotten what they've done to the community, to the kids in the schools, and to me personally. And I'm going to do the same for you guys as well. I'm going to hold you guys accountable as well. And it's not just you, it's not just the county commissioners, it's everyone. Everyone that treated us like second-class citizens thought it was okay to abuse children. So I want you to consider this your bi-weekly reminder. And just because we don't meet every week, don't be thinking that I haven't forgot. Even next Monday, when there's no meeting, know that I haven't forgot. Dr. Lewis, you wanted a job in another state. Why is that? You don't like it here?
Justin, we are not going to call out individuals.
Well, you know, a couple meetings ago, Dr. Lewis had one of his friends.
Okay, we're going to mute him. Thank you, Justin. We're going to move on to the next agenda item. Next is board commentary.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
You see me? All right, whatever. My name is Dr. Justin Spees, and the school board doesn't allow me to speak directly or about directly to or about board members, which also includes not being able to address Superintendent Lewis. So instead of doing that this evening, I thought I'd read a little story I wrote earlier today, and it goes like this here. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a school superintendent named Lewis Anthony, who was determined to run his school district into the ground.
We're going to mute you. You are violating our policy. Thank you. Next on the agenda is board commentary.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, my name is Dr. Justin Spees. I noticed that you just said that complaints about staff are not allowed here, but you just gave praise and compliments to the superintendent there. Why is that allowed, but a complaint wouldn't be? Could I talk about her salary right now? How she makes over $240,000 a year as a superintendent there? That's what's called viewpoint discrimination. And speaking of that, in December of 2023, I filed a First and 14th Amendment lawsuit against the USD 497 school board for a couple of incidents that happened in February and April of 2022. And there was a ruling on that the other day in December. And going forward on my complaint is my Viewpoint discrimination claim, my retaliation claim, and my unequal protection claim. The next steps in that will be going into filing some motions and then getting into discovery. And I noticed in your policy now you have a rule that says foul language is not allowed here during general public comment. And when I read that, I was thinking to myself, isn't that some shit? I mean, just think about it. Who the fuck is going to define
Dr.
what foul
Spees,
language
we have a
is?
high obligation to protect the students that may be listening. Can you refrain from using obscene language?
Oh, fuck no. My First Amendment rights don't stop just because of that. So I think, that just confirms what I was thinking. I was like, isn't that some shit? Well, it's actually, now I think about it, it's bullshit. You can't say what words we're not allowed to speak here and come out of our mouth, no matter what your ruling is for it. And so if you try to do that, it just confirms even more how authoritarian you bitches are. Every single last one of you. Going to sit up there and try to say what words can come out of people's mouths.
Dr.
And
Spees.
matter of fact, your policy says that if foul language is used, you're immediately removed from the
Dr.
meeting.
Spees, you have 27 seconds left, and in that 27 seconds, there should not be any additional obscene language. I'm going to restart the clock for you. You have 7 additional seconds. Go.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. So anyways, like I was saying, it's complete bullshit that you're going to sit there and try and tell me that I can't say certain words, or anybody can't say certain words. I mean, who the fuck do you think you are?
Dr. Spees,
I mean, really, just think about it. Just think about it.
you
Who the fuck
cannot
do you
use
think you
foul
are?
language when you're addressing this board. So
Oh,
should
well,
you
that's
decide
bullshit.
to come back
That's bullshit.
again,
That's bullshit.
that will
I
be the
can
rule in
definitely-
which we will enforce. Please
No, I
stop
definitely
the
can use foul language.
recording.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm just going to recenter everybody for a moment, and we're going to take 2 minutes, because that kind of language changes the tone and the direction of this board and how we operate. So we're going to take 2 minutes, we're going to come back and act like grown-ups. So we'll start online. Justin, are you here?
Crazy Justin Spees.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome.
Hey, heard one of your board members, Ann Costello, just say crazy Justin Spees right there. So last board meeting when I was speaking here, you guys said that I couldn't use foul language while I was speaking. And so I wanted to take a moment to read from a book here that's in the Lawrence Public Schools library. You can get this book in Lawrence Public Schools. It's called The Hate You Give. Who gives a fuck? Fuck. Seven Croaks. He covers his eyes.
That's
and
your
rocks back
warning.
and forth. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Okay,
Fuck this.
so Justin,
So this, like I said,
that
this
was your
book
warning,
is-
so
is
we
in
can
your,
call a recess. You're welcome to email anything else you want us to hear. If you can't refrain. Did you want to come back, Justin?
You muted me. That book is in your library, and you told me that I couldn't cuss in here because there are children listening, but yet it's in your library. Why is it in your library? And then why am I not allowed to say it here if you're protecting their ears? Can you still hear me?
We can hear you, Justin. You
So it
still have
says,
time.
fuck that cop, bruh, a guy says. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground.
Justin, I gave you warning,
Please.
so please continue to email the board at usd497.org. I do think you have a valid point. We do want to hear it. For now, that's it.
Either one of them
Yeah.
bitches. Fuck it. So
Please do come back.
What?
Okay, we'll move on.
All right, my name is Dr. Justin Spees. At the last school board meeting, one of your school board members, Ann Costello, right before I started speaking during general public comment, called me crazy Justin Spees. Your guys' policy here at the meeting say, please be respectful of the presenters, the board, and your fellow audience members as we discuss and deliberate the items on tonight's agenda. Comments or actions that are threatening or disrespectful of presenters, the board, or others in attendance, including use of foul language or any other behavior that is disruptive of the board meeting, will result in immediate removal from the meeting. So would you guys consider that disrespectful, have one of your board members call me crazy? If so, why wasn't she immediately removed from the meeting? Why do your guys' rules supposedly apply to us, but they don't apply to you guys? Furthermore, you guys have a non-discrimination statement that says Lawrence Public Schools, USD 497, is committed to maintaining a learning environment free from discrimination, insult, intimidation, or harassment for any reason. Would you guys say that her calling me crazy Justin Spees was an insult? If it is, what kind of example are you guys setting to your students? You guys' precious policies there that say we can't be a certain way, but you guys freely can. You have no consequences whatsoever for doing it. I emailed all of you asking what kind of disciplinary action will be taken against her for saying that about me, and got no response about it at all whatsoever. So do you guys think it's insulting and disrespectful to do that? If I were to call her crazy Ann Costello, would that be insulting? What about stupid Ann Costello? Or ugly Ann Costello? What about bitchy
Justin,
Ann Costello
this is your
or
warning.
bitchy
It's your warning.
Kelly Jones?
It's your warning.
Any problems with
Can
that?
you pause the? Justin, I'm
so now
pausing
I'm
your
able
time.
to
If you
also,
continue with any
use
foul
foul language
language,
now? Is that
you
what's
will
going on
be
here?
stopped from participating because it's disruptive. It doesn't comply with the policy. Can we start the time back up,
Why is that
please?
allowed now? I mean, I came in here a couple weeks ago and I talked about how your guys' policy is bullshit, and this
Okay, you can
perfectly
can
demonstrates
turn
how
off
much
the-
bullshit it is.
Got it? Okay, thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to the next speaker. Dr. Spees?
Yeah, this is Dr. Justin Spees. You guys got a lot of explaining to do right there. First of all, you guys threw me out of your meeting 2 meetings ago for reading that exact same passage that Carrie just read right there. And on top of that, you just gave her a warning that she couldn't cuss anymore, and then she proceeded to cuss throughout that, and you didn't do anything. Meanwhile, you were going to have Michael removed by the police last week for cussing as well. So you got a lot of explaining to do on that one. And so right now, I want to read a quote from what a speaker during general public comment said last week at last meeting here, at your last meeting during general public comment. Quote, "I'm going to share with you just some book titles in the district that I think that you should know about. Here we go. Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch in a High School. Yeki Delgado Wants to Kick Your Ass, middle and high schools. Lady, My Life is a Bitch in a High School. The Transformations of Lucius, otherwise
Justin,
known
are
as the
you
Golden
reading the
Ass
titles of a book? Can
in
you
a high
pause it?
school. This one is good. The title, I'm reading a quote here, so don't interrupt me anymore. This one is good. The title is,
Keep going.
Did Nobody Give a Shit What Happened to Carlotta?
Reading the title?
I picked up the book and opened it to a random page, and it said this: that's why men who don't be fucking men be fucking the fuck out of men up in their right, because human contact, just human contact at the end of the day is something. Mm-hmm. And so I noticed right there that you allowed that cussing right there, that foul language. Why do you allow it right now? And when you allowed her to say that exact same thing at last meeting, 2 speakers before that, you had removed me from the meeting online speaking by hanging up on me for using what you call foul language. So I'd like an explanation on that, why you allow it when some people say it and not when others say it. Recently, Judge Julie Robinson had a ruling in my lawsuit case against Sheriff Armbruster and the Douglas County Commission for First, Fourth, and 14th Amendment rights violations. And she is quoted in here as saying, quote, and he also alleges that members of the public may not use vulgar language. Given that members of the public are entitled to 3 minutes uninterrupted during the public comment period, it is not clear, based on the allegations, that such speech causes disruption or disorder when the commission has already set aside dedicated time for the individual speakers. So as Judge Robinson says there, you guys are wrong. You can't be disrupting us during our 3 minutes. We can't be disruptive. LJ World, we can't be disruptive during our 3 minutes. It's already set aside. So the actual disruption is coming from you assholes up there on
Justin, that's your warning.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you and your warning. So
Thank you.
no, fuck you. I cannot
shut
be
this off,
interrupting this meeting during my 3 minutes. It is not a disruption. This is
Okay, we're going to move on. So we will invite Justin. Are you online, Justin? He has shared that he's here to discuss things that happened at the previous board meeting.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, when I signed up to speak here, I got an email back with the meeting rules, and in it said that be civil while speaking and listening. So I got a question for you. What about when Raggedy Ann Costello called me Crazy Justin Speece before I started speaking a couple meetings ago? Is that civil or is that uncivil? Would you consider that to be a disruption as well? Because, I mean, think about it. She wasn't allowed to be speaking at that time. It was getting ready for general public comment. I was getting ready to speak. And had I been sitting in the audience and called out and called one of you guys crazy or any other name, that would have been some sort of a violation on your rules, I would say. But for you guys, it's perfectly normal and perfectly fine to do. They haven't even apologized for it as well either. And so, what do you think there, Ugly Kelly Jones? Do you think that's a violation of being civil? What about you, Nasty Shannon Kimball? You think that? Is that a violation? How about you, Cowardly Gordon Ross? Some sort of violation? Well, you know what they say there, Raggedy Ann Costello? The thing about smart motherfuckers is that they
That's
look
your
like
warning,
crazy
Justin.
motherfuckers to
You can
stupid
turn it off.
motherfuckers.
He's had plenty of warnings.
No, so
Thank
that's
you,
what they say
Justin.
there.
Have a good evening. Okay, Justin?
Hear me?
Yes.
Yes. All right, I want to talk about your foul language policy, and I also want to talk about how board member Raggedy Ann Costello called me Crazy Justin Speece a couple meetings ago, right before I was getting ready to speak during general public comment. And when I first heard her call me Crazy Justin Speece, I thought to myself, well, so much for your guys' decorum policy. You know, that has to be some sort of violation of your decorum policy. But since then, I haven't even gotten an apology from any of you guys. And so I think to myself, what the F-U-C-K? And I also think F-A-H-Q, and I believe that's pronounced Fa-Q.
Justin?
What? And so a few meetings ago, I read from a book. It's called the a warning for saying F-A-H-Q, fuck you. Are you serious?
Yes.
The Hate You Give, which is in the USD 497 library, and in it, the book, it says, fuck the police, which is also a NWA song. That song is called Fuck the Police.
That's your last warning. Okay, can you please turn that off?
And anyways,
Okay,
can you hear me?
we can. Welcome.
All right, I want to speak to things that were said on the record at this meeting on February 24th, 2025, and I want to ask you guys a question about that. At that meeting, a speaker discussed a recent court case ruling, and that ruling spoke to the fact that speakers can't be disrupting the meeting with their speech during general public comment. even if using vulgar language, which you have removed me from meetings here for quote unquote disrupting the meeting because of the words I use. After discussing that, the speaker at that meeting then said, quote, and this is on the record here, this is what that speaker said, "So the actual disruption is coming from you assholes up there." Would you agree or disagree that you assholes are actually the disruption?
Justin, can you refrain? I think you're making a point. We'd like to hear it. Can you refrain from using?
Yeah, the point is that
Justin, I'm going to give you back your
about,
time. 1 moment. Can you go back 5 seconds?
we can't talk about things that were
No, you
spoken
can.
at
I'm going to give. I want to make sure you have
before.
your time. Just a second.
So again, at that
Go
meeting,
ahead.
that speaker said, quote, "So the actual disruption is coming from you assholes up there."
Justin.
And I was wondering if you guys agree or disagree with that. At a previous meeting, Kelly, you stopped me from speaking because you said I couldn't use, quote, obscene language. And matter of fact, LJ World used that same phrase, obscene language, when they reported on these meetings. So I want to read to you from the case of Moms for Liberty versus Brevard Public Schools, because the ruling on the use of obscene language and what is not allowed. And so in that ruling, court writes, during the incident, Moms for Liberty cites a member shared her concern that her child's elementary school library contained inappropriate books. She began reading one which detailed an in-school sexual encounter. "I swung the door open, letting a soft light from the hallway shine a spotlight on them. Shit," she muttered. Then the court writes, Belford quickly interrupted the speaker when she got to the word shit. That word, though not polite, is not obscene.
Justin, can you
so
try to make your comments without utilizing inappropriate language?
So I can't, now I can't enlighten you guys on what district courts have ruled on the word shit at public meetings? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
And so that's what I've been saying this whole time, is that using the word shit is allowed.
You can definitely share your viewpoint without doing that. So if you would.
Well, but the viewpoint is that the word shit is allowed, and my viewpoint is that I'm reading from this case that said that.
Thank you.
And so, matter of fact, the court.
Okay. Dr. Courtney?
My name is Dr. Justin Spees. Your guys' policy that you just read there on general public comment says that complaints about staff are not allowed. And so do you think that that is or is not viewpoint discrimination, that only positive things can be said about your precious staff there? So we all just had to sit through the superintendent's report there where she gushed over staff, and then we listened to the avid presenters just say positive things about staff as well. But if I were to say that the superintendent Swift is a tyrant for not allowing me to go to church on school district property because she's imposed an unconstitutional permanent ban on me for no reason, would that be allowed? Would that complaint be allowed? That's part of the lawsuit that I filed against all you guys there, is that you allowed positive things to be said, but not negative things. And so think about it. Anybody that tunes into your guys' precious meetings here will only see these positive things that are said about the school district. But anything negative whatsoever has to be shielded from the eyes of the public in an executive session. So that's what's called viewpoint discrimination. And so a couple meetings ago there, Shannon Kimball, you sat there and played the victim and said that you had gotten some voicemails from people that were watching the meetings, and you classified it as threats, bullying, and intimidation. And we got those voicemails through an open records request. And so I just want to read some of them. And I want to show how you're a lying biatch, Shannon.
Okay, that's your warning, Justin. Thank you.
And so one of the emails says, quote, "Hey, you dirty cunt, stop breaking the law.
You're done,
please.
Justin.
We need
Thank you.
less
Cut him
people
off.
like you in positions."
All right, we have 3 public commenters who have joined us in person this evening. Thank you for being here.